But the more important part is what I'll say here. Prices fall forever. So relative to Bitcoin, your $43 million purchasing power and terminal value today.
Jeff Booth is a well-known author and Bitcoin enthusiast who has been at the forefront of technological advancements for nearly 2 decades. In this interview with Natalie Brunell, he discusses quantifying Bitcoin and AI's potential convergence from a failing system, as well as questioning the concept that Bitcoin and AI fight for energy and firm investors. Jeff believes that the combination of AI and Bitcoin will fundamentally change our concept of value generation. Artificial intelligence will accelerate the process by which prices fall to the marginal cost of manufacturing in a free market. AI is beneficial when it serves a purpose for humanity, not as a standalone technology. Artificial intelligence is a tool that will improve over time and drop in cost relative to its marginal cost of production. This indicates that in order to remain, a company must provide value to what already exists. The decentralized and secure features of Bitcoin will be critical to this convergence. Businesses that use AI will thrive as it integrates with robotics and improves tremendously. The abundance created by AI should be shared with everyone, and Bitcoin's decentralized nature will enable this. The combination of Bitcoin and AI will create a new economic system designed to distribute abundance. This will result in a future in which value generation is maximized as prices decline. Watch the interview clips to learn more about Jeff Booth's talk with Natalie Brunell. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and enable post alerts for future content.
And so I'm curious, where does Bitcoin fit in, and how does Bitcoin and the world of AI converge?
So this is actually why they're the same thing. So just take AI as an invention by us, created to serve us. It's a tool. And it's a free market tool that gets better and better over time. And relative to Bitcoin, it means all prices are falling faster to the marginal cost of production. Relative to the other system, you're going to see prices, they have to climb. And they have to, and as they climb, there is no free market when money is manipulated at this rate. Just keep saying, like, over and over and over again, the natural state of the free market is deflation. And once you understand that, then you understand everything else is stopping it. And if you think your prices are going up, and if you think this politician and this is going to be growth, like, listen to politicians talk about growth today. They're talking about their productivity growth is faster deflation. So what they're actually talking about is we're going to manipulate money faster to steal more money from you. Mm-hmm. They're not talking about growth at all. So just keep going. The natural state of the free market is deflation. Then everything that stops it is not a political system. It's not an economic system. It's a control system. And it's so critical. Now why that's important in AI is as AI moves faster and faster, which it inevitably will, exponentially, and it merges with robots that can do anything that you can do way better, faster. The business that hires that brings in robots that you say you won't use because they're removing labor, you will use because it's cheaper for you. You will use it. And if the business doesn't use that, they will go broke because you will choose differently. So if your choices are driving this to lower and lower prices, shouldn't you benefit in an economic system that is repricing that and sharing that abundance with all people on earth? That's what Bitcoin is doing. So Bitcoin is, and if you just took kind of $900 trillion balance sheet, which is the world's balance sheet today, and there's 21 million Bitcoin, then the implied value, as long as it stays decentralized and secure, of Bitcoin is about $43 million per Bitcoin today. But that $900 trillion, because you just 900 trillion divided by 21 million, all it has to do is stay decentralized and secure for in time that to be true. It's repricing the other system. But $900 trillion balance sheet today has $400 trillion of debt against it. And that debt is already insolvent. And if it was actually marked to market, the balance sheet of the world wouldn't be 900 trillion. You'd have a cascading collapse. All real estate prices, banks would fail, everything would collapse. Mm-hmm. So the only reason it's 900 trillion, essentially what you're measuring the world through, and you're part of that ledger, the only reason it's 900 trillion is because you think the debt is solvent. And you will vote for somebody who manipulates money instead of allowing a collapse. What does that mean? That means probably 4 or 5 years from now, the $900 trillion balance sheet won't be 900 trillion. It would be 2 quadrillion. And then if Bitcoin versus that balance sheet and the cost of living from there was 90 million terminal value of Bitcoin, it would be the same purchasing power, right? But the more important part is what I'll say here. Prices fall forever. So relative to Bitcoin, your $43 million purchasing power and terminal value today.
According to Jeff Booth, the combination of Bitcoin and AI will fundamentally alter value generation. AI will accelerate price reductions, requiring firms to generate more value in order to thrive. Bitcoin's decentralized architecture will be critical in allowing the distribution of AI-created abundance. With $400 trillion in debt, the global balance sheet is now valued at $900 trillion. However, if this debt were marked to market, it would remain unresolved, and the collapse of the balance sheet would spark off a chain reaction of failures involving real estate, banks, and supposedly safe assets. As an alternative, Bitcoin is secure, decentralized, and has a finite supply of 21 million. Dividing the worldwide financial sheet by the entire number of Bitcoins yields an assumed value of $43 million per Bitcoin. However, its value will rise over time as the balance sheet expands and prices fall in respect to Bitcoin. Energy restricts Bitcoin as well, resulting in a free market for energy sources. Bitcoin creates a floor price for energy, allowing producers to expand and produce more energy as output increases. This decentralized energy system will connect to Bitcoin by distributing electricity around the globe. AI is also a high-intensity, high-resource energy consumption that will occur following the decentralized energy system. Every country will want to deploy its own AI models domestically, decentralizing AI and ushering in a new energy and AI economic paradigm.
Think about Bitcoin as from energy perspective like this. I know that Bitcoin's bounded by energy. And it creates more abundant energy by being there. And why? Because it provides a free market source for energy. So use this example. You run a bakery. Every day you throw out the extra bread at the end of the day. I come in at the end of the day and one day and I say, I'm going to buy everything you can produce, but I want a discount. The very next day you produce double as much and you hope I show up. Then I show up and I buy it all. The next day you buy 10 times, you create 10 times more bread. I buy it all. Next day, 100 times more bread. I buy it all. And so as a buyer of a last buyer of economic sort, then I've put a floor price on your bread, right? And I will always buy more. So it allows you to expand capability to be able to create abundant bread. That is what Bitcoin is doing in energy. So it's creating abundant energy. And what's happening is this abundant energy that always has to be cheaper, more and lower cost, because the free market wants better and better, lower and lower cost for their economic gain. It decentralizes energy all over the world because it instead of a capital cost that doesn't have a base buyer, right? If you're building an energy plant, you now have somebody that will always buy anything extra in production. So you would, of course, integrate Bitcoin into energy production, and that's now distributing energy all over the world and creating abundant energy. And on the other side, the world is crazy short energy. So, but there's abundant energy on this planet. It's just an economic way to gain energy. And so now we have an economic model to gain energy that also that creates this rail to Bitcoin that is essentially bounded by energy, decentralizes it all over the world. And then you have AI, which is a high resource, high intensity energy usage that comes in and follows it on behind. Now you go in the geopolitical angle about energy, right? Or sorry, energy and AI is every country is going to want their AI models in their country. You're not going to want China or China's citizens aren't going to want theirs in databases in the US and vice versa. And this is going, so as Bitcoin decentralizes energy all over the world, in behind that, you're going to decentralize AI.
Wow.
So this is what, in Core Scientific, this is essentially the strategy that that we laid out, and the team is incredible in creating this in this strategy. And if you've seen the stock performance of it, it's just as a simple part of this strategy. They own their energy infrastructure because they understand, and they always have understood, how Bitcoin mining is synonymous with energy, and they're rolling out this plan. If you're kind of driving to regulate AI, you're playing inside the system of a system that's trying to take more of your power. But that is what has to happen from the economic system that you live in. And there are very few politicians, there's very few anyone within that system that even know what's happening. Mm-hmm. But that's why you just have to keep going. The free market, the natural state of the free market is deflation. That's the world you should live in a free market then. Because what do we do all over the world? We trade with each other. We create more value than what was there before, our ideas. And then we trade with each other to create more value. And so it has to be faster deflation. And the only thing measuring that is Bitcoin.
Meanwhile, Bitcoin's value has risen as a result of former U.S. President and 2024 presidential candidate Donald Trump's injuries sustained during an attempted assassination. When reaching a low of $53,000 earlier this month, Bitcoin's price soared to more over $60,000 per unit when the cryptocurrency-based polymarket prediction engine improved Trump's chances of regaining the presidency in November. With his commitment to preserve citizens' rights to own Bitcoin and his announcement as keynote speaker at the Bitcoin 2024 conference later this month, Trump has emerged as the leader in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency world. "I will ensure that the future of Bitcoin is created in the United States rather than driven elsewhere," Trump stated last month at an event in Washington, D.C. "I will support the right to self-custody." After making millions from a series of cryptocurrency-based digital trading card non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, Trump has grown increasingly interested in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in recent months, contradicting the Biden administration's anti-crypto stance. Late in May, Trump proclaimed his support for cryptocurrency and began accepting donations in Dogecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Shiba Inu, and Solana.